Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brad. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Duel Links video. Today we are in the middle of our final qualifiers match. Now, I did mean to record this entire thing, but it was a bit annoying. I couldn't... Oh. That was a little bit less climactic, as a little bit less anticlimactic as I had expected. But with this deck, the Panda deck, we managed to win 5 duels in a row at Platinum Rank 3. And finally, we are in King of Games. There we go, we got the animation. And there we go, World Championship 2017 final qualify invite has been earned. I have never felt more relieved at a Duel Links event in my life. This was so stressful, and finally found a good deck that really showed things off. So congratulations, you have reached King of Games. You can now enter the final qualifiers, which begin on the 9th of June at 9 AM UK time. Keep winning to join the World Championship Finals. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but I just want the in-game rewards, so that's all I'm really going to be playing for. But now we're in King of Games. We finally did it. And, yeah, so basically this video is going to be a look at the decks I used to get to King of Games. Now, I'm going to be recording this later on, so you guys will hear a complete difference in audio quality, because I'm currently recording this in a different room to where I usually do. So, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you all in a bit. Okay, so what I thought for this video I would do for the rest of it is to go through some of the decks that I used throughout my time from Platinum to King of Games, because I wasn't able to record any of the duels because of just pressure and stuff. I'm pretty sure I said that in the previous segment. But basically I used 3 different decks to really get me from Platinum to King of Games. So, first of all, I'll of course go and start with the first deck I used, which was the Dark Magician 3-star Demotion deck, which you have seen on the the overlay for these videos, and you'll still see it on this one. Now, this one proved to be a bit of an issue for me because you are very reliant on pulling out a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Gold on your first turn. If you don't have these in your hand and you don't have something like a Champion's Vigilance to start with, then you're kind of screwed because your opponent can very easily get over them. Especially in Harpies, like if you go up against a Harpy player, if you don't have a Champion's Vigilance, then you have to go second. You have to just like skip your turn basically. If you don't draw into something like a Blue Dragon Summoner or a Legions of Ingester, you're just not going to be able to get off the play you want, because your opponent can easily just summon out a Harpy, and then they'll probably have a Desert Twister or whatever Desert Tornado it's called, and they'll pop that, and then they'll pop one of your monsters, and they'll get a free direct attack on you, and you'll lose your monster. So it's a bit of a negative. It's a bit of a hard deck to really, it's not very consistent. That's what I'm trying to get with it. In the earlier stages it was pretty good, we did pretty well with it, as you've seen in some of the videos on the channel, but in the later stages it was a bit too, bit of a problem to win with. So the next deck that we used was in fact a Harpy deck. Now, I used 2 different variants, but the one that I found to be most consistent for me was the Elegant Egotist version. So this is a deck that basically will splash in Harpy Lady Sisters rather than just going all out for just standard Harpies. Now, again, this is a very easy deck to run. It's a very cheap deck when you think about it, because literally you have to just farm Mai and then buy a couple of booster packs, and then you sort of get the cards you need. It's also very generic, and you have lots of opportunities for orders to charge. You have lots of opportunities for, we have 4 opportunities for clearing your opponent's back row, which is great. Obviously, you're not running the Tornado in this deck either. You're not betting on that. But of course, this deck does sort of struggle up against things like Relinquish. Every deck really. As soon as you see Relinquish come out, you're kind of screwed if you don't have an order to charge, or you don't have a enemy controller to tribute out for, and have something next turn you can use to destroy into it. But this deck did okay for me. You know, I think it got me from the second time I deranked from Plat 3 to Gold 4. It got me back to Plat 2, I think, and then I kind of got demoted again after that. And the final deck I want to go through is Weevil's Parasite deck. Now, this deck I think is the best deck that I played throughout the entire thing. It got me from Plat 1 through to King of Games in the space of about an hour and a half, I think. And I only lost like 3 games, I think, out of that entirety. So it it was a really consistent deck, and the MVP of the deck by far is Gyakugaya Panda. I absolutely love this card now. It's absolutely incredible, especially when you combine it with things like Gravity Axe Growl, which you can easily search out for with Iron Blacksmith Katetsu. Really, as long as you, like every duel I think I kind of opened up on at least one Burning Land and at least one of the Jading Set Whistle, so immediately you're going to be dealing 1500 points damage to your opponent, and that's a huge help. And then also if you've got something like a Sky Starry or a Cocoon Evolution, you then got more damage or you've got more defensive protection, because to my knowledge I don't think anyone's ever gotten over the Cocoon on turn 1, at least if they haven't been able to, at least if it wasn't a Harpies player that was able to bring out Harpy the Sisters, because it's kind of impossible to get a 2000 plus point monster out turn 1 in this game, which I think is a really, really nice. But again, just a very simple deck. It is a very, very cheap deck. Well, not cheap, because obviously Sphere Creeper is an ultra rare and you can only get that from Ultimate Rising, so that's a bit of an issue. But apart from that, it uses pretty much cards you can just get very, very easily, and it's good. I think if you run this deck in the if you're in the final qualifiers, if you run this deck, you're in for a good chance. If you haven't got to King Games yet, this is the deck you should really be running. It is a really, really nice build, and I've had successes with it. So that is basically it for today's Duel Links video. Just gonna again let you guys know that the Ember Cook event is still on. It's on till tomorrow, I think, or the day after tomorrow. And is it the day after tomorrow? Let me look quickly. Let's have a quick look. Oh, you just gained some messages there. Yeah, it's on till like 10 hours left after I upload this, or a bit less than that. And then we are going to be getting Yugimoto appearing on June 7th, which is going to be really awesome. Kind of annoyed because if this is the Magnet Warrior deck, then I just wasted my free SR on Gamma. But regardless, I'm excited for this to come out. Also, of course, we've got the Yugimoto birthday sleeves, game mat, and 640 free gems over the course of a couple of days, so that's really, really awesome as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. I'll be continuing on with it when the final qualifiers start. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then.